English shorthand 120 words per minute. Modern shorthand transcriptions. Volume 4, passage number 77. Please get ready. Start. Sir, the government of India have seen newspaper reports stating that recently there has been a large scale influx of Bangladeshi nationals into India. These reports do not appear to be based on facts and are generally exaggerated. Ever since partition, there has been some migration of the erstwhile Pakistani and later Bangladeshi nationals into the neighboring states of India. Historically also, there have been movements of population, particularly of people belonging to the same ethnic group living in this area. As the House is aware, there was a large-scale influx of refugees into India during the liberation war in Bangladesh. Most of these refugees returned to their country after Bangladesh emerged as a sovereign national entity. Since then, Bangladeshi nationals who have been crossing over to India are either those who come with valid documents or those who enter illegally. Those who enter or stay in India illegally are not therefore treated as refugees. The Indo-Bangladesh border is more than 4,000 kilometers long, running through difficult terrains at a number of places. Despite the arrangement made by the government for preventing infiltration, it is impossible to put every stretch of this long border under surveillance and intercept each and every infiltrator. Moreover, a number of Bangladeshi nationals who come to India with valid travel documents do not return to their country and stay here illegally. It is difficult to trace these illegal migrants because, among others, they have a common ethnic origin. It is therefore extremely difficult to know the exact number of persons who have entered or are staying in India illegally. However, according to the statistics available with the government obtained through central and state agencies, there is no evidence of any large-scale influx recently of Bangladeshi nationals into India. These figures have their limitations in that they do not take into account those who enter or stay in India undetected. However, for want of more adequate information, we have no alternative but to rely on these figures as an indication of the trend of the migration of Bangladeshi nationals into India. The factors responsible for migration are varied. Historical contacts between people along the border and particularly ethnic similarity has all along been an important factor. Developments inside Bangladesh having the effect of generating or accentuating sense of insecurity of particular sections of the population in Bangladesh, economic distress, activities of persons who make it their business to lure people out of the country, etc., are some of the causes of such migration. Factors such as sowing and harvesting of crops, attraction of trade and commerce, and prospect of employment sometimes account for fluctuations in the figures of migration. It is basically the responsibility of the Bangladesh government to prevent migration outside their country. The government of India, however, have on a number of occasions and at different levels sought to impress upon them that it is primarily their duty to check or arrest the flow of migration to India. The government of India, on their part, are maintaining strict vigilance along the border. Field units of central agencies and the state governments concerned have been requested that they should, in addition to their regular periodic reports, inform the government of India urgently whenever they come across any specific case of a substantial increase in the number of migrants. Before concluding, it is important to underline that any attempt to treat illegal entrants as refugees and to exaggerate this problem can have serious implications for Indo-Bangladesh relations and for maintaining harmony and peace in the two countries. This can hasten the process which we all intend to arrest. I would therefore like to urge honorable members to observe restraint on this matter and to try to appreciate the problem in its proper perspective. Sir, the word refugees used here is an archaic word. Unfortunately, there is no substitute for this particular word. There are two kinds of refugees. One is the political refugees who have been sent to this country at the point of the bayonet. The other kind is the refugees who unfortunately belong to the minority community. There are a large number of Hindus. Of course, one should observe the utmost restraint, but I am forced to say that the policy of the present government is utterly inhuman, an attitude which is utterly repulsive, shocking, disgusting, a surrender to the military junta, and a clear violation of certain basic principles and norms which should govern the relations between civilized governments. What is happening? Thousands of honorable patriots, democrats, liberals, brave men and women have fought for the liberation of Bangladesh. For the first time, they established a secular and democratic state. For the first time, Hindus and other minority communities went back to their homes without fear of being assaulted. But all the things have changed after the military junta took over power and proclaimed it as an Islamic republic. Perhaps under the dictates of Saudi Arabia and the CIA successive military governments and the present military rule, which never faced an election, which is utterly democratic and unrepresentative, have unleashed a reign of terror against all those who defy them or refuse to surrender to them.